Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Oh boy, I had a really hard time with the news this week because there is just so much going on. I mean, I actually had to pull things. There's so much news. I could have even had an adult-rated version of this show, which I'm not going to do. But holy moly, there is so much weird stuff in the news. And some more comments I want to look at. It's exciting. It's exciting. So, let's see, Pseudo Linux was first on this time around. Actually, I think Isaiah Briggs gave an article or a link way earlier, but Pseudo Linux first on this one. Tide Pods. No, not really. And the laptop's going for traveling. Yeah, we're going to look at this article from Isaiah. Carbon Programmer, greetings, and Linux user. All right, let's see. Who else we have? BitBlocks, hello there. I think it was BitBlocks was the first I saw on. XP the PC Nerd, greetings. Alex Dior. So there's the discussion here about SSDs versus regular hard drives. And my preference is regular hard drives because SSDs generally, I mean, not generally, but they oftentimes don't last as long as a traditional hard drive does. Not to mention they're a whole lot cheaper. So, the kitty is just like, I want up here, man. All right, kitty. There you go. All right, kitty's got his spot for the news. Front row seat. So XP, the PC Nerd, bought Wolfenstein, the New Order, and the Old Blood. Both of those together took almost 100 gigabytes. That's a lot. All right, so it kind of boils down to, do you need speed or do you need, reliability and long-term storage? And there's ways to go either way. So Isaiah Berg's going to try BSD on a flash drive. Any suggestions? No. The only BSD I've ever used is pfSense, but that's for my router. So I have no experience in BSD for a basic desktop computer. What I hear, which one? Ghost BSD was one, but there's another one even more than that. Check DistroWatch. There's a couple really popular ones over there. James Miller, greetings. Keegan, the Tennessean, hello. KO2610, greetings. Let's see. Spine Viking, hello there. I'd like to join Discord chat for young Linux user. I mean, since you are part of the group. I'm not on there. No, I tried Discord once and I had a horrible experience, so they're on a 6-month break for me. How do we pronounce that one? I'll just call you Z. Hi, Z. Kitsun9T. Hello there. Hello, people and mascot. Switched to another stream. Greetings. And Spider Eyes. Hello, Tony. Hello, Steve. Hello, Life Outside the Windows. I have Linux Mint Sylvia Cinnamon on NVMe. Nice. I have Linux Mint Budgie back behind me. That's what I'm running right now. Linux Mint Budgie. If you did not watch my video on how I produced that, check that out. That was, I think, yesterday I did that. All right, so let's go ahead and start out. We'll be a little bit off, I think, but if you guys remember the other day, I did the responding to comments, and the one gentleman gave me a whole bunch more comments, actually. It was like a whole nother book, I think, and so I actually wanted to read them because it was like, it looked fascinating, but I didn't have time to read it all this morning. So let me see if I can find it. Okay, so that's the first one I saw. I'm just looking for it in the stream, then I'll go over and move to it. There were 2 more I know of that he saw, and I said I'd probably read them on the news here. Okay. All right. Maybe there was at least just one more. I don't know. Let's see. Let me find my website view. Let's go to this one. All right. So this guy gave me another comment back, and I haven't read this one yet, so I don't know. In reply, thanks for the comments. Yes, people do underestimate the value of help. This Josh guy's probably an older guy who does not know much about how our new world works. Okay, so he was quoting me back as I wrote that in one of the comments down there, and I forget which comment. So first I was about to write millennial. Then I'm like, no, this guy's not a millennial. millennials understand things like YouTube. They understand how job markets change. They understand the fluctuance and the dynamicy of this. And so I said that, and I said probably an older guy, and he said no, he's around 35. That's actually the exact age I was predicting. By the way, I say older. I mean, I'm an old guy. I'm like in my mid-40s. I'm over the hill as far as the average life expectancy of what my age is expected to live to. Not what a male lives to now, but our life expectancies have been in decline. Any kid born after 2000, year 2000, is expected to have a lower life expectancy than their parents. Looks like my volume is too high. I'm going to drop that just a bit. And so that was kind of the thing that I was talking about, is that things shift and change. And I almost wrote millennial, but I'm like, no, millennial know that. So I wrote older guy, and actually this was about the age I pinned. He says, sorry to burst your assumption bubble. I just turned 35 recently, which actually puts him exactly where I was thinking. I didn't list an exact age, but I almost wrote millennial. Then I erased it, and I said, no, he's older than that. So I wrote older. Completely aware how the world works, or also wouldn't be able to see through people such as yourself to be pretending to be something they are not. Keep distracting your viewers as though you got some small cult of followers thus far who would literally eat your poop at this point. Okay. So that's what he wants to say. Speaking of Tom, can you explain why your website looks like a slightly upgraded GeoCities Angel Fire page from circa 1997? Which website? I really don't know. I think I manage, or I actually own multiple sites. Is he talking about my Switch to Linux site? No, it's actually not GeoCities. So let's go ahead and poke some holes in that one right now. Let's go ahead and go back to the web archive. Let's just go ahead and have a look at, by the way, I actually had a GeoCities site. I had a GeoCities site back in the day. Let's go for GeoCities. I completely typed that wrong. Okay, let's see. GeoCities circa 1997, which, by the way, I actually had a GeoCities site in 1997. No, that's not what I need. Okay, I need, give me the Wayback Machine. That's what I need. There we go. All right, let's find geocities.com from 1997. Let's have a look at geocities.com 1997. Are we in 97? There we go, April 14th, 1997. Let's look at what GeoCities looks like back then. Okay, here is GeoCities 1997. Here is switched to Linux. I think he's a little off on the size. Just an FYI. All right, so yeah, all right. Well, we've bursted that one. Okay. Let's see. I do admit that it was a cheap shot, and I do deeply apologize about how being Quentin so defensive, and I deal with some constructive criticism to better yourself and cut down contradictions. You spew 24/7, just trying to help, so deal with it. Prove me wrong, I'll be waiting. Well, give me an example. The one example you gave me, I just disproved. People don't underestimate the value of help. They just want real help from trusted sources, and sadly that's a problem in a world moving from information faster than the average person can process, plus the fact all these so-called creators are foaming at the mouth over ad revenue, clicks, views, and whatever else keeps them up at night. Yeah, not so much to trust except for those who are gullible and maybe people. So you guys that are watching, you guys are all gullible sheep, apparently, following me as I'm a cultist. You know, drink the Kool-Aid, people. Drink the Kool-Aid. Let's see. It's quite sad, really. I'm then just a dude with a keyboard that's planting seeds. Maybe one will take root. Okay, if people want real help, then you're going to have to put a little more effort in digging deeper in the web than just putting your faith in YouTube or clicking the first link Google brings up after a search query. Similar advice can be metaphorically said when dealing with people in the real world. These jokers like Tom are in it for the profit first, and then look to the viewer as nothing more than the total sum of profit. Why do you think that? Let's see. Why do you think that, Josh? Glad you asked. Simple marketing advertising is like bleep stuck to the bottom of your boot you can't just simply shake off. Kind of a cancer. If it stifles innovation, new ideas, and clouds the mind and creates this puke plus those looking, watching, or even reading the puke. I could go on more about this topic. It's already getting long tooth even for my taste. If anyone wants to discuss these things further, send me a message and we will chat. Don't worry, it's free to talk to me and I don't want your money. Knowledge is power, not money. Okay. So again, let's address that. This is my paper log for my work, and I actually try and hit about 20 to 25 hours of billable logged work in my workbook. Why only 25? Am I lazy? No, because when you have business, you have work that's billable and work that's non-billable that all has to be done. So I spend about 5 hours a week doing books. I spend 5 hours a week talking to people online on various projects, figuring things out, asking questions, responding to emails, taking all these things. All of these add things up, and there's a whole lot to that. And take that onto the channel. No, this channel is not all about money. Yes, I'm open that this channel for me is a business move that I'm moving towards. It is a direction because I see the changing times, and what I do as my regular day job may not be here long term. And so I'm branching out into other things. And just an FYI, I help a whole lot more people doing this than I've ever helped building websites. I help a lot of people. And in fact, you're going to see some of that come out in some of the news articles we're going to look at. And yeah, a lot of people talk to me without paying me anything, and that's perfectly fine. I believe if you create, participate, and profit off marketing or advertising, you should do the world a favor and hang yourself. Yeah, I know that sounds like harsh, but I'm speaking metaphorically here. Don't actually hang yourself. So don't go get too crazy with your reaction and think I'm a cruel person or a nutcase. Okay, see, I agree with some of his stuff here. Too many people overmarket. And I walk a fine balance where I try not to do that. Buy my books. And, you know, but the reality is we are in a world where there needs to be income and things like that. So here is how this world now works. In this business model where I build people websites, okay, in that business world, it is two people are interfacing. One person's handing me money in exchange for the service of producing a website. In this, it is still a business in that I am providing people free content. People are providing the eyeballs, and an advertiser comes down the middle and pays both of us. The platform for offering it to me being YouTube, and me for having the videos that people come and see. So that's how that works. My issue with the AdSense system, and I've been very clear on this, is that they have a YouTube partner program. They have these policies in place, and they don't follow their published policy. That's exactly what we're talking about. All right. Let's see. There's nothing good or rational about what you do. Rid the world of your dirty ways and quit putting the dang dollar sign on everything in the world in the name of profit. Get back to creating an honest environment where ideas can thrive uninterrupted. I'm not sure this guy watches my videos. What do you guys think? Does this guy watch my videos or not? Hey, Kitty. Kitty's getting way too close to those temptations. No, you get your payment after the show, Kitty. I suggest to my fellow men and women out there to find someone in your local community who knows a few things pertaining to what you want to learn. See, that's great, but it's not a reality for how our world works. I think I'm done reading his comment now. Let's see. You know, I think I want to take this whole part here where this is your new world, and I want to respond to that in a separate later time. I thought he had another one too. Anyway, I just kind of want to get some of that out of the way. I just kind of read those comments there. That's just kind of... I don't know, man. I don't know. Some folks out there are they're just getting a little bit on the creepy end, and that's funny. I'll keep responding to them because that's fine with me. I'm trying to find no. There it is. I'd get back and find my new stuff. All right, let's go ahead and officially start the news, shall we? On my topics today, I have updates. I have security, privacy, evil IT, and Darwin Awards. We had to do it. We had to introduce Darwin Awards. Darwin Awards! Because, yeah, there's just too many things in the news today that were just a little creepy and hard to deal with. So I'd go ahead and do some of those. Let's actually check up our comments real quick. All right, let's see. Greetings, Jason K. JJ Game, greetings. Why are kids born after 2002 expect to have a shorter lifespan? It actually has to do a lot to do with the diet, the things that we eat, and the fact that food is getting more and more poisonous. One of the fascinating things right now is like sugar is too high in food right now, and pretty much everything you buy at the store now has sugar in it. Almost everything. If it's got a barcode on it, it probably has sugar. Very few exceptions. There are some, but very few exceptions. But even more than that, the thing that concerns me more than that is emulsifiers. Beware of emulsifiers. These are your gums, anything that says gum, xanthan gum, Arabica gum, any of these things. The research being done on these right now, which isn't fully published and out there, but, you know, the people doing this research, they're estimating that our sharp rise in food allergies and a lot of harmful other diseases are caused by the stripping of the mucous membranes around the enterocytes in the intestine by the emulsifiers in our foods. So the gums and things, it's supposed to make food perfectly consistent, but unfortunately what it does is it strips out the mucus layers around the intestine. That causes undigested protein particles to get into the bloodstream, and that is what causes an immune response. That's what the research is suggesting right now. That's still hypothesis level that people are doing long-term studies on. But a lot of it just has to do with the diet. Our diet is so bad in the Western cultures that it's causing our kids to die sooner and sooner, which is why heart disease and diabetes is rising very rapidly among youth. Hello, Cyfix. Tried scorpion, pepper, Tabasco, and I'm dying. I'm sorry. Where did your 40s hide, Tom? Where did my 40s? My 40s? Yeah, you know, my 40s are held a long time ago. I'm guessing you're talking about my age. I don't know. It is annoying how just because someone follows someone else, there's an assumption they are brain dead worshippers. That's the funny. I miss GeoCities. Yep. 40s honestly seem younger. I am 38, I think, or 30. I forget. I'm old enough to forget how old I am. I know I graduated high school over 20 years ago. So, yeah, I think I'm 38. I don't know. Are you reading a fan comment right now? I am reading, like, that guy writes me a lot of things. He hates my stuff. He's, like, unsubbed, and he keeps on coming back and watching the videos. I'm like, all right, oops, all right. I said, I thought you left, but okay. And remember MySpace. Yeah. The Heaven's Gate cult site is still up. Well, it's because everybody that managed it died. They probably just bought a decade or two of domain hosting and left it run. And, you know, on some auto billing credit card or something, you know, whatever. It's all good. Anyone remember Windows 10? No. Hey, heard many millennials are unprepared for the workforce, are unfit for the workforce. Yeah, I'm true. I'm a gullible Neptunian. Yeah. Having store a Gatlinburg called, let's see, Pepper Palace is loaded with salsa, snacks, and anything spicy. You know, I'm trying to find cayenne pepper. Like, I can't find any cayenne peppers. Like not powdered and stuff. I want to find either fresh or whole dried cayenne peppers. I couldn't even find any online doing a couple brief searches, but I don't know. Remember seeing it in Sheeple City. Is the Kool-Aid purple? Yes. Yes, it is. Sounds like the same jerks who attacked Joe Collins. It's kind of funny, really. I actually had somebody, this is funny, I went on Amazon and this book has now 2 comments. One person gave it a 5-star and the other person gave it like a 1-star. It's kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, cool. Drawing controversy. All right. Let's see. Teja gave us a worksheet, said draw a picture of consumerism. I drew a sheep drooling in an iPhone holding a credit card. Classic. Love it. YouTuber named Mark Dice made videos asking people common sense questions and telling them lies to see if they believe it. Most of them believe, yeah, that's true. Cyfix says WordPress is the cancer of the internet. I disagree. When WordPress gets in the hands of people who don't know how to handle it, it's like handing a gun to a 5-year-old, though. You have to know. Where I radically disagree with WordPress is that they market it as something that anybody can install WordPress on their own site and manage a good site, and that's just not true. more stuff gets, all over the place. Hang yourself. LOL. Don't show that on the next Logan Paul vlog. Yep. Also, many millennials lack skills needed to function in the workforce. They do. A lot of millennials do, because a lot of the what's required to work in the workforce is to have a little bit of thick skin, to understand some of the life challenges are going to come at you, and understand that it's not all about making your own little psyche feel good. Okay, and that's the biggest disadvantage that we're getting in our schools and our high schools and our colleges, is we're catering to this soft, don't damage your psyche mentality is what tends to happen. And that is the one barrier millennials need to overcome. Those millennials that overcome that and can have thick skin and can take some honest criticism and can, how about this, have appropriate relationships with people who radically disagree with them on a philosophical level. That's okay, people. We need to learn to have great relationships with people irregardless of our philosophical viewpoints. Okay? Hands down. And that's something millennials seem to not be able to comprehend, because it's been taught in them. Tolerance, tolerance, tolerance. And so when you hear something that is against what they believe, they go, that's intolerance. And it's not. The only intolerant guy is you. They need to get to that point. And when you overcome that point, then you can have the skills to participate in the workforce. And I'm a conservative, right-wing, white male Christian. Okay, I had to work with a group recently that was a very, very left-wing liberal group, and we had a person there who insisted on going by the gender pronoun they. Guess what? All of the other people who were always fundamentally, supposedly okay with all of that on all levels, constantly slipped up referring to this person with a pronoun that person didn't want. I was the only person who never slipped up on that, because I said, you know what? Yes, I fundamentally disagree with you, but I'm not here to disagree with you or agree with you. We are here to do something. And you and I are going to have a lot of conference calls together, and I will refer to you however you want to be referred to you, whether or not I agree with that or not. That is what a millennial needs to understand. Okay? And, I've never gone out for a coffee or whatever with this person. And, maybe we might discuss different worldviews then. But we had to learn how to set aside specific differences and come together and work together. And that's what we did. And we worked well together. But that's the unfortunate thing we see there. I love guy on the radio was talking about demonetization, saying that you need to have long videos to stop it. No. So it's not always possible to find people locally to learn from. That's true. That's true. Very true. I think we finally have somebody starting some type of technology get together in this town, which is kind of funny, but crazy spatchery could come back. Wait, Tom, I'm on a Dell laptop at my grandma's. Cool. With the kitty. Kitty! Teacher told me that sometimes in school they do not teach you all the important information. No, not really. You usually have to ask for a pros time, and most have to work even on Sunday nights. Yep. Company trains us to understand and work with millennials. Cool. That's nice. Don't let the negativity get you down. Run a good channel and stay up there. That's right. That's right. And here's the thing. Why did I go take the time to read that? Because it causes just a little bit more controversy, and that's okay. That's okay. Much sooner be able to spend time with people face-to-face learning to be on here. No offense, but it's not always easy. Absolutely. That's the thing. That's absolutely the thing. Greetings, Total OS. Okay, didn't watch or listen to the news. Try to look at the newspapers because it's all doom and gloom. Yeah, I'm going to try and add some fun spin to it. All right, we're going to stop right there so we can actually finally get into the news. We are finally going to get into the news because this is supposed to be news, right? All right, so let's go ahead and start in with our news on updates. A couple of little updates. All right, so first, Verizon has all of this tax cut money. They're not going to be using it to boost their network upgrades. Nope. according to this article, they're going to be using it to make sure that their investors have some extra money. They're going to have it to increase the profit margin and make their shareholders happy. Way to go! We got the tax cuts for Verizon, and Verizon just turned around and handed it to the rich people. Great. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Verizon. We appreciate that. And that's totally awesome. I'm so glad to see that all of that new job creation and all that new infrastructure stuff, because you told them. And the controversy here is that they said that if the Republicans pass the tax plan, they are going to increase investment. And they're not doing it. Was anyone really shocked? All right. Next, of course, if you look at the thumbnail, everything on the thumbnail has some relevance to the news, except for Dr. Manhattan and Rorschach. Where else can I talk about the Doomsday Clock and the end is nigh? Dr. Manhattan and Rorschach. Why not? All right. So anyway, let's see. So what happened is this last week, the Doomsday Clock was moved up to 2 minutes before midnight. Of course, if you're unfamiliar with the Doomsday Clock, just watch Watchmen. Basically they have this clock, and it's like, how close are we? At midnight, it's nuclear holocaust. And they're saying, we're now 2 minutes to midnight. Citing, and here's what they cite, the failure of world leaders to address the largest threats to humanity's future is lamentable. Lamentable. Okay, lamentable. I'm like, what? Lamentable? Huh? Okay, but that failure can be reversed. It's 2 minutes to midnight, but the Doomsday Clock has ticked from midnight in the past. During next year, the world can move again further from apocalypse. The warning from Silence and Security Board now sends a clear and danger obvious imminent. The opportunity to reduce danger is equally clear. The world has seen the threat posed by misuse of information technology and witnessed vulnerabilities of democracies to disinformation. But there is a flip side to the abuse of social media. Leaders react when citizens insist they do so, and citizens around the world can use the power of the internet to improve the long-term prospects of their children and grandchildren. They can insist on facts and discount nonsense, and they can demand action to reduce the existential threat of nuclear war and unchecked climate change. They can seize the opportunity to make a safer and saner world. And there is a full statement. If you don't watch my Christian channel, I would encourage you to do so, because I talk on there a lot about the philosophy of modernism. This drips from modernism. Modernism is a philosophy that says we can overcome our challenges with our own knowledge. We just need to move ahead a little bit further. The reality is, though, our improved technology merely gives us an improved means to reach our deteriorating ends. There are a lot of articles I did not want to talk about on the news this week because they were vulgar. From how AI is being used sexually instead of for anything good. And I think there were 4 or 5 other ones. There were a ton of things. I looked at this like, what is going on? Okay, they're like, we can demand action, reduce... let's see, where's that last part I wanted to do? They can insist on facts and discount nonsense. Guys... college students are eating Tide Pods. We are in a world of nonsense. We have 2 world leaders who hate each other, who talk at their mouth without thinking, who both have access to real red buttons that send off nuclear bombs. I think 2 minutes to midnight's pretty generous. But there is hope. There is hope. The hope is that we can stand up and stop doing the ridiculousness. I actually watched a video today, and I forgot to get the exact title of it. I'm going to find it. But it was a guy, he did it in November 2017. And it was about 4 steps or whatever to develop privacy. And it was a very amazingly awesome book. It really was. Anyway, and the next update, I just didn't have anywhere else to put this article, so I decided I'd go ahead and do this. Facebook announces it invented a new unit of time, probably because they sucked every bit of time out of everyone else's life. They had to come up with something. We got everything else, man. Let's create more time so we can take that too. So anyway, Yeah, so Facebook apparently launched a new product today. Flex new unit of time. That's right. A unit of time, like seconds, minutes, or hours. After all, why limit asserting your corporate dominance to social connections and consumption of news cycle and advertising on the internet when you can define the flow of time itself? It's the smallest time unit, which is larger than a nanosecond, defined as 1/705/600,000 whatever of a second. Comparison, you have like 1 in 1 billion nanosecond. Okay. So I'm not quite sure why. I can only imagine they wanted to create more time so they had more to steal from. So that's my thoughts on that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And I think we're going to be going over into security next. But let's have a quick look at a few comments here. Not only our diet, we live between 4 walls all day, not long enough we lose spaces and do physical exercise. Yeah, that's another reason for the decline in the life expectancy is because we don't get enough physical exercise. In fact, there was the place where the apartment I used to have, there was a street just in a neighborhood right next to us. It was literally had sign posting like no trespassing on the public sidewalk. Really? Okay. I broke that sign every day. Like, excuse me, I'm going for a walk. Notice everyone picks Spanish as a language just because it's a requirement. Yeah. I hit 30 this year. Woohoo! All right. Tide Pod Challenge equals survival of fittest natural selection. Yep. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more here, Isaiah. I remember the Heaven's Gate. LOL. Everyone bought Nikes. Live in a growing town trying to become a city, and many people don't even have a park nearby. Yep. But don't send your kids to the park alone. You might get investigated for child abuse, for leaving your children. Yeah, did you see that case a couple years back? They said, yeah, our kids are free roaming kids. Literally, there are 2 kids who were like, I don't know, 10 and 8 or something, were at a park less than a mile from their house, unsupervised. And Children's Services paid them a visit to make sure they weren't neglecting their children. That's why we're fat, America! That's why we're fat. Sorry for your ears on that one. Did I see Anna Rita popping? Yay, Anna Rita, greetings. I do see you down there. All right. My school, I can choose between Spanish or go learn Mandarin instead. Yeah. No, tired and angry people can be to just brush off any intention of doing something while bothered. Yeah. So is there any way of boosting up that gut membrane? The best way of boosting up the gut membrane, you stop eating emulsifiers. Hunt and destroy emulsifiers out of your body, and then you want to make sure that you are getting good prebiotic and probiotic food. For me, like I do yogurt in, I hate yogurt itself, but I make yogurt, I freeze it into cubes and make it into smoothies, and I make my smoothies with raw milk. So I use a lot of raw milk because it replants the good and healthy bacteria that you need. That's the other factors is we have very unhealthy gut bacteria in Western cultures. Because of all the foods we eat, it kills the good bacteria. We need to have a good, healthy bacteria. And there's a lot of research being done into that. So eating things like sauerkrauts, yogurts, raw milk, stuff like that will help replenish the good bacteria. Also, you want to eat onions, leeks, artichokes, asparagus, things like that, which are called prebiotic foods, which are the things that the bacteria, they will feed the bacteria, the good, healthy bacteria. So those are the things that you'd want to do. Learned how schools were toughing their students back then. Yeah. I was born in 1999, but my dad raised me in the 70s, 80s, so I'm not a millennial. All right, there you go. Have you used Awesome Window Manager? I have not. Schools today, you're only taught what the government wants people to know. Exactly, Tom, for example. Tom is okay by me being a lesbian, even if he believes about it, but respects me and accepts me just because. Absolutely. You know, that's... Oh, I'm not the judge. I can only believe what my life experiences have led me to believe. And I have to have respect for other people to have their own viewpoints as well. You know, and that's the thing. That's the bottom line. is we need to be willing to accept other people regardless. And that's unfortunately our world right now wants to divide everybody. We need to bring everyone together, not divide people up. Why do you say, no, this guy's an expert and had a very popular YouTube channel. You don't seem to know where to get demonetization. Yeah, okay. Scientists can be wrong. Actually, life outside the windows. If you dig into a lot of science, and I have a PhD in scientific research. My PhD is in molecular toxicology. I spend a lot of time in this kind of stuff. Science and what we consider facts based on scientific principle is a whole lot more about politics than it is about science. Hands down. Hands down. If you actually want to question some of that, and you want to watch a funny documentary, it's on YouTube. It's available on YouTube. Watch the documentary called Fathead. It's a comedian who is also a health writer's response to Super Size Me, but he goes into a lot of the science and how some of this stuff happened. It is fascinating to see, and it's completely accurate. I mean, you can dig through the more boring stuff, but that's a very good, very comical. It's called Fathead, and you can watch it on YouTube. It's pretty sweet. Don't eat Tide Pods. Yes, that is a good thing you can do to increase your life expectancy. Stop eating Tide Pods. Greetings, Haddock. How are ya? Do you know, do we... Tide? Yeah. Tide is changing in people's stomachs, apparently. And I gotta tell you, no, I'm gonna resist. I'm gonna talk about Tide Pods more at the end. In fact, we're gonna stop right there for now. I'm gonna leave my note right there. We're gonna dive into the next part, which is security. So this is 2017's largest malvertising operation. Zirconian Group successfully created and operating 28 fake ad agencies to distribute malvertising campaigns, buying an estimated 1 billion ad views throughout the year and reaching 62% of ad monetized websites weekly. So if you ever needed an excuse to run an ad blocker or blocking scripts, this is it. So literally these, I'm guessing, are all of the either the ad networks they've infiltrated. So basically what this uses is a force redirect. The thing loads up, and then when someone clicks on it, it forces over. What happened is a lot of this stuff would be happening through Flash, which is very, very insecure. And then, Chrome and Firefox started kind of kicking Flash out. And this is actually why building the DRM and EMEs into the browsers, don't hate me, is not a bad deal, because it allowed us to kill Flash, which was way more insecure. Now, there's obviously problems with both. Absolutely problems with both. I affirm that. But what these guys would do is they would allow you to click on something, which would then redirect you to re-download Flash to install the the malware. But there was a lot of other forced redirects and some other things. So basically, it was a series of redirects to get down to finally manually having you update your Flash software. So they actually gave a whole lot of information at my ad bros, the not fake network. So here's basically any sites running these types of things would get these types of sites. Here's a call for fake antivirus on a Mac. Here's for Windows. And so we're starting to figure out how these things work, but this is why advertising is going to kill us. In that, I would love to go to a world where I could completely turn off everything and just be an ad, just not an ad, but just a user-supported channel, because the ads can potentially be dangerous. In fact, as Isaiah Briggs gave me earlier today, I didn't get a chance to see it, but he sent me the article, so I read it and incorporated it into the news. We're going to see here in a bit that even in Google, in fact, I think it might be the next one. Yes, it is the next one. Let's just close this. Yeah, even on YouTube, in 7 countries, YouTube was serving up ads that were displaying cryptocurrency miners. So basically, the ad would show up, and while it's on your website, it starts mining your cryptocurrencies. And so there's some people complaining about it, and even you'll laugh. Here was the ad. This was running on YouTube. Okay, this is kind of part of the problem. That while Google and YouTube keeps on catering to the advertisers, they at the same time need to stop and protect their end users. Because they're allowing this. Now, once this was brought to their attention, it was stopped immediately. So that kind of stopped. It was a violation of their policies, but it did slip through for at least a week. Google said they stopped it after only 2 hours. But which antivirus was it? One of the antivirus groups, Trend Micro, actually said that they had spotted this behavior occurring for over a week in Japan, France, Taiwan, Italy, and Spain. And then, so basically, what would happen is the ad would show up and then embedded in the ad. See, this is the thing. Ads should completely be banned from running any JavaScript. Period. Get rid of JavaScript on ads, and we would probably solve a lot of our problems. All right. And so it would mine up the coin hive. Well, guess what, guys? If you come on over to, and for my favorite friend Josh, you don't have to pay for this. Come to my website, come down here to privacy resources. You can grab this file here. This is a host file. It's a free download. You can push this into your host file in your computer, and it will block all of the known coin hive miners right now, all of the session replay, which tracks your mouse and your cursor and everything you do on a screen, and nearly all of the ad networks. And it actually, extra bonus, that it blocks all of your bad websites as well. So you can grab that, implement that into your host file, and that will actually protect you from your Bitcoin. That is the same script I deploy across my entire router. So nothing in my whole home network gets any of that stuff. So you can check out that particular site there. Oh, this is interesting here. This is a new product from Google. And this one actually, some people are like, oh, it's antivirus. No. This is something more. This is something devious. This is something that kind of scares me. I want to keep an eye on this. Basically, Alphabet is utilizing this as a cybersecurity intelligence platform. It analyzes usage data on your servers. Now, let's assume that let's assume there's absolute integrity. Assuming absolute integrity of the system, to my understanding in reading this, and I have no idea what this website actually says. This is just grabbing a few context clues. A industry would deploy this across their servers, and this software can spot the heuristics usage data of how users interact with the servers, where they're coming from, where they're going to, all these types of things, and it will be able to spot from computer learning who is who and who shouldn't be there. That is very good on that one front, and it's horribly terrifying on the other. And that now this system knows exactly who is who all around the world, backed by Alphabet's data. This kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this, and unfortunately, it's written with all market speak. Like, I don't understand why they let marketers actually write content, because I have read every word on this site at least 3 times. I have no idea what anything says. I think it's random words. We're working with leading customers and security partners to change the way you secure your enterprise. Well, that's nice. Would you tell me how you do that? Well, maybe their technology tells you how you do that. Cybercrime has been easier to perpetuate than to fight until now. We're building a cybersecurity intelligence platform that can help organizations better manage and understand their own data. Companies already have volumes of information about what is happening inside their walls. We're aiming to unlock its valuable hidden insights by making it faster and easier to analyze data and to look for patterns across sources and over time. We believe this can help provide security teams with the greater insights of areas like vulnerabilities and give them time to protect themselves. Can somebody please tell me what in the world I just read? I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue at all. Anyone? All right, it's built on 3 concepts. Massive compute and storage offers a way to create more intelligence out of security-related data. quickly, cost effective. Leverages advanced machine learning capabilities to spot patterns in huge volumes of data that aren't easily spotted by humans, and cloud-based services that grow within organizations' needs and don't add another piece. Guys, marketing people should not come near website content. I spent 6 months building a huge site for a marketing firm in, I think they were in New York City. Huge marketing firm out there. They were like business consultants. I spent 6 months over there. I have no idea what any one of their pages actually said. I haven't a clue. It's like, what are you guys talking about? And then last for our security, Apple, in response to all of these phishing applications. And I talked about this one. So this is the official sign into iTunes store pop-up, and this is the phishing pop-up. And of course, you really can't tell the difference between the two. So Apple now is going to come up with this new thing called privacy that basically loads a picture. And there's a lot of questions. A lot of people are asking the question, how is this more secure? And some people have said if this works like the bank software where it has to randomly select one of 10 or 15 images that you have chosen, it could be a good system. If it's 1 or 2 images or a simple screen, somebody's going to figure that out before you have the thing, fully beta tested. And so it's kind of interesting. But they are taking steps to make sure that when a pop-up occurs that, basically if your phone or your Mac asks you for your password, you better know exactly why it's asking you for the password. Like, the only times I ever need to enter the password on my Mac are if I'm logging into the computer or if I'm going into the terminal to do something in the terminal. Those are the only places. Anywhere else, don't show me the password prompt. Same thing with the phone itself. Only way I will enter the password is if I know I'm doing something that will ask for a password. Otherwise, no. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Schools say they want to prepare students for the 21st century, but still teach Spanish and French. Yeah. Facebook can invent the whole pseudoscience if they want. Yep. YouTube has just been caught allowing coin miners our ads. Yep. Won't even compile an open source project from Facebook with 99.5-foot pole. Yep. All right, teach French at my school. Why? Hey, foot off the table, kitty. You know the rules. You got to keep your back paws off that table. All right. Unit of time between nanoseconds and microseconds. Not sure why it's needed, but it's done by some university kid. Come on, man. It's needed because we don't have a good empirical unit for time. She had 30 seconds to Mars that announced we're 2 minutes to midnight. Yeah. Facebook and Amazon. What a team. Greetings, Red Falcon Run. Check out redfalconrun.com. Shameless advertising. Even more of it. All right. Bring on the wooden spoon. All right. PM getting more stable. PM getting more stable. I've lost you, Pseudo. Or you've lost me, Pseudo. I'm sorry. Japanese is another language is good to learn. Yeah, there you go. The cell bug's almost fixed. I'm waiting for it to get patched. Oh, Plasma Mobile. Plasma Mobile. Oh, okay, good. Awesome. Yeah, let me know when that's good. I think we began the obesity epidemic when we started to use friend as an adjective instead of a verb. No, Red Falcon Run, it actually happened earlier than that. I actually kind of have it traced back to about the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System. If you cross-reference all of the different things, there were actually 2 other significant things that happened. That was one of the things at the intersection. If you look at the date release of the longer form video games like the NES, they correlate very well with the obesity epidemic. How do I know food has emulsifiers? You read the labels and you're looking for anything that says gum. Xanthan gum and is it Arabica gum or something like that are the 2 most popular. Those are the ones you want to look for. I think that also answers James' question as well. As a kid, Mom wouldn't know if I was even alive or not until after dark. Yeah. You know, and that's the way we grew up, and it was awesome, and we did just fine. I wish I had the school experience to toughen me up. Yeah, you know, maybe... I don't know. Nah, I'm not going to go there. Tide Pod donuts. Actually, I mean, it's the funny things people have memed on the Tide Pods is funny. But I'm resisting myself. I'm going to go into all that when I get to it. I'm still in 10th grade and 10 pounds overweight. I have a test coming up soon. 10th grade, I was like 13 years ago for me. Dude, 10th grade, I mean, we're pushing a few decades. Someone made me a fake detention slip and I got detention. That was fun. What? I'm sorry, pizza. That's not good. The spicy Tide Pods. Nummies. Enjoyed while it last. Time flies after high school. Yep. People eating what? My wife just had a W2F moment and said, yes, they are eating laundry detergent. See, I can't get there yet. I can't get there yet. All these great comments. I can't get there yet. Save all of these comments for when we get there. Can spend a lot of time on that. It's Flash. I don't have Flash. Like how the FCC said it's the only way to cure sickness is with pills because pharmaceutical companies want to keep their money empire. FTC, I think you mean, but yes. Yeah, kind of it. All right, see you, Pseudo. Got one of those fake blue screen of death messages. Yeah. I was running Linux Mint. Well, that's when you call the number and you're like, I'm on yeah, man, how do you do it? Actually, I have a Makulu Linux in my VirtualBox just in case that occurs because Makulu Linux, of all the things it comes pre-installed with, TeamViewer. Comes pre-installed with TeamViewer. Oh, wow. Yeah, thanks, sir. Thanks for blocking that one there. Isaiah, appreciate that. I was kind of curious. I shouldn't have. School district I'm from, there is a fitness test you have to take. If you pass it, you don't have to take PE anymore. If you fail, you have to continue taking PE until you graduate. Oh. How long do you have on it, man? They able to get Minecraft working on the school computers by using Linux versions. Nice. When is open source going to take over major social media website? I don't know. I was young, I was killing ants and playing in the dirt with the boys and the burbles, catching butterflies at the same time. Those are the days, yeah? Can track the decrease of human lifespan back to the adventure of Tide Pods. We're taking a class by the FTC about consumer safety. I can only imagine what type of junk the FTC would have about consumer safety. FTC is like the most powerless government agency in the history of the universe. Darn Reward should be a regular segment. If I can find it, if I can pull it off, we will. If I can pull it off, we absolutely will. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our, what are we doing? Privacy next, right? We're doing privacy. So, of course, if you saw the news at the beginning of the week, Amazon Go store debuts. Basically, you go in there, hundreds of thousands of cameras watching every single move that you make, everything that you do. This is just creepy. Now, they don't use facial ID tracking. They do know who you are based on your phone, but I don't know. I'm not ready for this type of shopping experience. I mean, I don't even use those self-checkouts. They make me mad. But, yeah, so anyway, that's all I really have to say about that. Amazon Go, whatever. Amazon, go away. This is scary here. Take artificial intelligence, mix it together with 1984 level surveillance, and put in major computer mainframes, and now we have some artificial intelligence for surveillance systems. And this is freaky. This is that world in, I mean, I tell you, I had the movie a long time ago. I'm going to go buy it again. I'm going to add it to my list of movies to buy. Minority Report, because that movie was not particularly good at that time, but man, it is just as prophetic as 1984, because this is that technology where the AI knows exactly who you are and where you are as you're walking down the street. Everywhere you go, it knows where you are and what you're doing. This is kind of creepy, and it's getting worse. Only I saw an article by, I forget who it was by. It might have been Computing Forever, and it might have been someone else in that general genre. I can't remember. And it wasn't about the SJWism stuff. It was about, we're all about 1984 and tracking and privacy, and we keep bringing these things into our house. We keep intentionally bringing them in. We keep giving up our privacy for security. We keep giving up, and this was one of those things that he said on that video I mentioned earlier today. I think Techlore was the guy who did that video on privacy. He says the more your privacy goes up, your convenience level goes down, and that's true. And I think that it's worth the lower convenience level to have more privacy. All right, and so. So here, this is freaky here, because now you have your Google Homes set up. Now you can set up your Google Home to voice match you. They will voice match you now. So pretty much as you want to start looking into, you know, all of these things that we keep on doing, they know now who is in the room and who is speaking to this device that we keep bringing into our homes. And it's kind of creepy, really. And of course, there's another one. Did I have it on here? No, I didn't have it on here. I meant to include it, and I think I did not include it. Oh, no, here it is. Here it is. From The Intercept. This is basically an article talking about the NSA's voice tracking system. Basically, like if you've watched The Dark Knight, then, you know, that system at the end where he's using the cell phone to try and triangulate the position of the Joker. NSA kind of has that stuff already worked on, already has it working. And of course, now we're giving all these voice prints and samples to Amazon and to Apple and to Google and to, you know, all these other companies with all these smart things. And don't forget, Amazon has huge contracts with the CIA. I don't really want to be giving them much more private data. I minimize it. I don't use, you know, cut it out entirely. But now you can set up your Google Home to identify individual people's voices for voice match. This is creepy to me. Let's go ahead and end this part though on a little bit of and now let's go here first. We'll end this on good news. Windows 10, man, they are going to be fully transparent now. They're actually going to give you a viewing tool in the very next update of Windows 10. You will now have a viewing tool to view all that information that they're going to give you. You still can't shut it off, but you can now see everything that's going on. So this is just a small snippet of it. But basically, they're like, oh, people are concerned about the data collection. We're going to show them what we're collecting, all this stuff, which is kind of nonsense to us, but they know exactly what all this means. It tracks down to the devices, the apps you're using, the pictures you look at, the music files, what format they are, what is the name of those files, what types of things are going in the background. Microsoft is collecting a whole lot of stuff in this. Now they're just giving us a device, an application that we can use to see what they're actually seeing. So, like, see, it's all just random gibberish, so don't worry about it. No, I'm going to worry about it, because I don't want this crap. This is not good. But anyway, yeah, they are going to be more transparent in telling us what they're collecting. They're collecting so much crap on us, it's not even funny. But yeah, that's them. And then let's go ahead and end this on a good note. DuckDuckGo is, they'll have a new, I think it's, basically it's a new extension you can plug into your search engines and into your phone, and this will even block all the extra ad blocking scripts and all of those things that kind of concern me. So this is actually a pretty cool feature of DuckDuckGo. It's possibly something that could get me closer to going over there and looking at things. You know, so Firefox, Safari, Chrome, iOS, and Android. Basically, it's a privacy essential app is what it's called. It's going to block a lot of these, a lot of your trackers, a lot of your, I'm not sure, I think it blocks Bitcoin miners, I think is what I read in here as well. Very cool, though, so go check that out. That's kind of ending the privacy stuff on a good note. Hate the fitness test. I nearly only do one push-up. Good thing about eating Tide Pods is that you inevitably throw up all over yourself. It'll clean whatever it hits. Not the silver lining I was looking for. Don't eat Tide Pods. Don't eat Tide Pods. Carbon programmer sucks at athletics but excel in academics. Absolutely. You know what? Your academics is going to be far better for you in the long run than how far you can throw a football. Eric also hates self-checkouts. Digital high five, bro. Things fill me full of rage and loathing. Really hated high school, got bullied the whole time I was there. I'm in Seattle. I went to an Amazon Go. If you want to see my face, hack into Amazon Go cameras and go. And one customer might be me. No, I'm not going to bother with that. How was it, though, Pizza? I'm curious to know. What was your experience like? People who complain about unemployment levels are the ones innovating ways to not need humans for work anymore. Yep. We need to solve this unemployment issue. Just deploy 5 more robots to take care of the people in the restaurant. Fire those people. They're bums anyway. Does not solve world's problems, people. Amazon Go. Just put the wrong products in the wrong place. It gets confused. Artificial intelligence surveillance. I can see people getting years in prisons for walking the wrong way. Yep. Named John Burke made a video about obesity and how it should be socially unacceptable and people should be shunned for being obese. That's not cool. There's some people that legitimately have no control over it. And most of the rest of the people that are obese, they were put in that position by the food companies that sell highly addictive food that's extremely toxic. It's not in all the fat guys' responsibility, and it's not in all the food companies' responsibility. There is a fine balance, and we have to learn where our position is in all of that and do the right things. Girl in my class who works for Windows, and she's trying to convert me. Yeah, good luck with that. Says people with obesity lack self-discipline and respect for themselves. Yeah, he's also probably one of those guys who thinks it's all about calories and you need to stop eating because you've already eaten. Wrong answer. There's a lot more into it than that. Sits at my table in 2 classes. It's driving me insane. You know, there's some fun things you could probably do. Why don't you show her all the things her Windows computer is collecting on her? And then show her some of these other articles about what stuff that can mean, you know? AI surveillance. It's that film with Shia LaBeouf where thousands of $1 million came out of the ATM and when he put his bank card in. I have no idea. Microflop telemetry. Okay, been using DuckDuckGo as my main search engine since last year. Glad I switched. Didn't like the DuckDuckGo. Been using it lately. It's been pretty good. It seems to have gotten better. I mean, I haven't had a reason to switch off of Start Page, but DuckDuckGo is definitely getting a lot better. Says fat shaming should be encouraged and done. Not cool. I use DuckDuckGo web browser on my phone. Cool. I put DuckDuckGo, I think, as my default on Safari on the iPhone because it was either that, Bing, or Google. Wife just said, beam me up. Yeah. I refuse to use self-checkouts. Yeah. And you know, I refuse, and I know myself and Red Falcon Run will agree with this. I refuse to use self-checkouts because it encourages a store to employ less people. And that's not what we need. We don't need one person there doing an over-stressed out job trying to check out 4 people at the same time. There is something to be said for going there. In fact, I go to the White store. There's this guy there. His name is Bob, and he is the slowest checkout cashier ever. I will wait extra time in his line because he is such a pleasant gentleman. He'll talk with you. He knows your name. He knows, you know, the things you like. He'll tell you about what's going on, and he's a cool dude, man. And that's the thing. You know, I will not use those stupid self-checkouts. Not the easy thing that bothers me. It's that they have used people doing that job they paid, and now you are doing the job without getting paid. Yeah, I'd do it if you give me another 30% off my order. I might think about it. Eating the right thing to hard, breaking old habits. Yeah. Man, don't give me a box of Cheez-Its. It'll be gone in 5 minutes. Cheez-Its. I almost bought some yesterday, but I walked away. I walked away from the Cheez-Its. I went with the saltines instead. They lasted longer. They're not as crazy addictive. I bought saltines and they lasted me a few days. Make a mask that blocks your face from cameras. I kind of want to look into some of that tech. I know it exists. Like sunglasses do for sure. They will block some of that searching technology. Just said, stop eating sugar and salt and processed foods. Eat natural sugar from fruits. Yeah, absolutely. I'm having a hard time with that, though, because I have snickerdoodle cookies and homemade vanilla pudding. You know how hard it is to not eat sugar? I just gotta stop doing that. You can track the emergence of AI surveillance back to the release of Windows 10, yeah. What point will AI be running the show? Probably not too long. Sodium chloride can cleanse, but also kill you if you have too much, yep. Laughed hard about Bob the Slow Cashier. Yeah, he's awesome though, man. Techno Bismo, greetings, sir. See pictures of people when they were overweight, and after that they try to prove fat shaming works. Huh? Feel the Cheez-Its pain. Five it, brother. Stick to Lay's. Yeah, you can't eat just one. There's a reason for that. They make them to be addictive. Are open source OSs for phones a good idea for security and privacy? Yes. A resounding yes. Where's that comment? Where are you at? Okay, Amelia. Yes. And I run on my Android phone. I run Lineage OS. There is nothing Google on here. I'm actually sideloading apps. F-Droid might be a better option. I'm sideloading the apps. But yes, you should absolutely use an open source OS for your phone. Lineage is good. There's another good one out there. I think Sudo left, but he could tell you more about the OSs that are out there. But absolutely, much better for security and privacy than the Google devices. Now, if you don't know how to do all those things, I actually agree with, I think it was TechLord did that video, that if you're not going to mod your phone at all, an Apple is slightly better. But if you are going to mod your phone, do an Android and do a custom ROM. Made it to 200! Yeah! Good job, man. Keep up that good work. Tried water fast for 3 days. Friend got a pizza. Failed. I had a homemade pizza for dinner today. It was pretty good. Showed her the privacy part of the user license agreement. Choose like, do not data in files, Windows phones. Use data when you make calls. Ask her pizza if she does everything on her phone that she does on her PC. Ask her where she stores her most personal stuff. It's probably not the phone. Awesome. Pizza loving nerd. Love to see that. That'd be cool. Or BMI of 28 is not obese and 30 and anything else above is. If you look at what happened, like back when I was in high school, you'd use these calipers and you measure your body on 7 places, and that would tell you your fitness level. The BMI score we have now is a absolutely useless number. It is exactly a ratio of height over weight. That is it. Which means that a very muscular person who is in excellent top-notch physical shape also has a high BMI. It's completely a useless number. Pizza is almost at 100 subs. Sweet. Okay, speak of homemade pudding. One of our biggest weaknesses down here is a big heaping bowl of homemade banana pudding with banana slices. Oh, man. That sounds good. Weakness is popcorn, as I can eat one big bag, says, is 3, says when the wife gets to eat it, it's all gone. Yeah, I know. In fact, I might make some popcorn tonight. That sounds good. You feel lonely, PC nerd? I'm honestly pretty sure I'm the only one at the school who uses Linux. That's all right, man. You can be the silent majority. You sideload apps. Do you have to download updates? You do have to download them later. That's why if you use F-Droid, it's probably a better option. But to be honest, I don't really update most of my apps anyway. Addictive food, addictive video games. What next? Addictive social media, of course. People. Okay, we're gonna put our cursor right there, and we're gonna move on to the evil tech. Evil tech. The technology is gonna kill us, people. So GM has a self-driving Bolt. Yeah, fully autonomous, level 5 self-driving Bolt. Crash into a bicyclist. Thump thump. AI's like, what was that? I don't know. I don't care. Motorcyclists involved in a crash last month in San Francisco with a cruise automation self-driving vehicle filed a suit against the company's parent maker, and that's exactly what I predicted was going to happen. At what point in time are these things going to kill us? Like, we are not ready to have all of these cars, self-driving cars on the road, people. Okay? We're not ready for it yet. We're just not. Injured while riding behind a cruise that had someone in the driver's seat, but who did not have their hands on the steering wheel. When the car started to change into a left lane, it abruptly returned to the initial lane and collided with Nelson, who now says the crash resulted in injuries that have forced him to take disability leave from work. Details about the crash filed by GM to the California Department of Motor Vehicle contradicts his claim. The automaker reported the Bolt operating in autonomous mode in heavy traffic stopped a requested lane change from the center lane to the left lane because the vehicle decelerated and the gap was deemed too small than initially thought. While the Bolt was trying to center itself in the initial lane again when Nielsen wobbled and fell over trying to lane split. The damage to the Bolt was a long scuff on the passenger side of the vehicle, according to DMV. Okay, they told me about the damage to the vehicle and not the damage to the human. I think the AI is already taking control. At Cruise, we test our self-driving cars in challenging and unpredictable environments precisely because by doing so, we will get better. So, okay, translation, people. Let the self-driving cars kill a few of us. It'll help them learn how to drive better. They'll kill us all. They'll kill us all. So, the question is, what really happened here? Bolt was driving 12 miles an hour, time of the collision, while Nielsen was going faster than the flow of traffic, approximately 17. Also states that Nelson got up to move his Honda motorcycle to the side of the street. I thought it was a bicyclist. My apologies. To exchange information with the vehicle operator, complained of shoulder pain, was taken to get medical care. News of the suit comes just after GM said it would reach level 5 vehicle without a steering wheel or pedals in November 19. In 19. In November, the automaker said it would also launch a self-driving rideshare service also in 2019. Even before Nielsen's crash, the cruise vehicle had been in 13 crashes that were reported. Don't worry. Don't worry about all these crashes, though. It's helping the technology learn, people. Just tell yourself that. If you ever get run over by an autonomous car, just go, oh, I am so happy to be part of this vehicle's learning experience. Maybe we should get like little tattoos, like thump thump clubs. I'm talking too loud for my neighbor, apparently. All right. All right. If that wasn't enough, Tesla's autopilot car slammed in the back of a fire truck. This is actually built into the technology on this one. As the tech was built in, hold on, bump my volume a little bit. So, and this wasn't a fully autonomous car. This was one of the like level 2, level 3s. This is like the autopilot part where it's kind of like the cruise control that can go faster, go slower. Well, there's a big part of these systems that will only work properly if you're in a flow of traffic. If a static object appears in front of the vehicle, it will actually accelerate. So this car is going around the bend, and there was a stopped fire truck. And instead of stopping, the car accelerated instead. And that was not a glitch. That is how this stuff is designed. So now we have a 50-mile-an-hour crash into the back of a fire truck because the self-driving system wouldn't stop for a fire truck in front of the car. So, you know, yeah, we're going to trust ourselves to these cars. Ready? And of course, this Tesla 3 crashes head-on into a traffic light pole because, you know, it's a traffic light pole. I should be able to run over that without a problem. In fact, my grandfather was in insurance, and he actually submitted a list of his most hilarious claims to, like, the local help column for kind of a comedy sketch for the day. One of the people filed an insurance claim with his company, and it said, the telephone pole was approaching fast. I attempted to swerve from its path when it struck me. Okay, all right, so, okay, this is yet another case where this Model 3, and there's been a few of these. Now, of course, one of these crashes was a drunk driver there, so, you know, we're going to give that car a pass. Not the drunk driver, but that guy. But, yeah, we got, I mean, just this week, we have 3 pretty ugly car accidents with these autonomous cars. And our politicians keep fast-tracking the technology to get these cars on the market. It doesn't make sense to me. These things are going to kill us all. I just don't get it. They're going to kill us all. Oh, boy. Do you mean Resurrection Remix? I have no idea. Obese according to that chart. Probably. So the reason Linux isn't widely used is because it's crap. I told her that MS servers run Linux. She didn't believe me. They may or may not run Linux because Microsoft actually does have a pretty good server system as well. It's just expensive. But no, I mean, ask her why it's crap. Thinks only 2,000 people in the world use Linux. I think she's a little off on that number. Ubuntu alone has around 40 million downloads. Yep. Tell her that Google uses Linux. Tell her Android is Linux. Tell her her Chromebook is Linux. Tell her everything in the world outside of her desktop computer is Linux. Feel like school weakens people more than it strengthens them. Heard even the army is being hit by political correctness. That's right. Only CEO of Microsoft uses Windows. She thinks Windows is a brand and Microsoft is the operating system. You might just nod your head and walk away and go, yeah. You've seen Centdesk self-driving GTA AI. No. Yeah, I agree with XB the PC nerd. She is a lost cause, dude. Just nod your head and smile and walk away. Johnson, I switched from... Greetings, Joe. How are you? My condolences. I'm sorry to hear that. It's like Microsoft quality control, but for cars. Just let the end users find all the bugs. They won't mind. Can't believe I was put into Obesity by my own childhood obesity. It is my fault and only my fault. No, I mean, there's certainly some genetic dispositions that can lend someone to be more obese than others, but more often than not, it is succumbing to a lot of the addictive things that are put into food. And I don't know if you're trying to lose weight or if you've attempted it or things like that, but try cutting carbs out for a week or two. Cut all carbs for a week or two and see what happens. I don't know if you've tried that or not, but that'd be neat. At Tesla's emergency service, if the car wrecks, they'll bring a fire truck to you. My Subaru Forester would have stopped automatically, but the manual states you must pay attention and intervene when necessary. I don't want anything that automatically does anything with my gas or my brakes in my car. Like basic cruise control, I'm down with that. But I don't want anything else that is even remotely close to that. That to me is just that's freaky, because I mean, and I think anyone who's used Windows 95 knows the unpredictability of the blue screen of death. And I don't need to be driving down an interstate at 85 miles an hour when the unpredictable blue screen of death happens in my car. All of a sudden, that goes from a non-serious blue screen of death to a very serious blue screen of death. Yeah, Pizza, I think she's just a lost cause. Just look at her and say, I pity the foolishness in your head. Only be nice about it. Trenzado, greetings. Early Demolition Derby is just getting started. Oh yeah. Wait until we have hundreds of these things on the road. I think AI, mod for security, pretty cool. Carbon programmer, that's true about the Army. Went to basic in 2007. It was still good. But now they took out more difficult exercise and replaced them with aerobics. Really? Great. Self-checkout is dehumanization. I agree. All the crap they put in food is making people fat. I agree. Woohoo, just got Twitch affiliate. Sweet. Let me know how that goes, Red Falcon Run. As a skinny kid, now a fat adult with mental illness who runs his own business. All right, are we ready to conclude this on the Darwin Awards? All right, the Darwin Awards, folks. Just an FYI, don't bite batteries. Boom! 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 So the idea here is he wanted to see if the battery that was being put into his phone was a genuine battery, so he decided biting it would be a good option. Fortunately, there was nobody seriously injured, but look at those people scatter. It's like, look at this guy in like the sportsy jacket. Where's my mouse at? Look at this person in the sportsy jacket. Their reaction is just classic. They're just like, just backing up. What's going on here? Yeah. And of course we have to end, despite YouTube and Amazon's efforts, record numbers of teenagers are still eating Tide Pods. And I forgot to grab a visual aid. I'll be right back. Okay. So when I first started seeing all this Tide Pod stuff, I was sitting back and I'm going, you know what? Maybe Tide just needs to pull Tide Pods. But I had another moment. I said, you know, no. Because I am holding here, I was able to find Buckyballs. So Buckyballs are these magnetic balls that were eventually pulled off the market because little kids would, you know, play with them and eat them. And if a little kid ate 2 of these, it would actually cause some havoc in their intestine. But this is a nerd toy. I love these things. They're fun. They're stress relievers. And yes, I can rebuild the cube. Now, here's the thing about the Buckyballs. Why were these pulled from the market? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Because right here is a ginormous warning. If the camera will focus. Focus, Mr. Camera. Focus. Please focus, Mr. Camera. There you go. Okay. Keep away from all children. Do not put in nose or mouth. Swallowed magnets can stick to intestines, causing serious injury or death. Seek immediate medical attention if magnets are swallowed or inhaled. Okay? So, these were eventually pulled from the market. And so I'm guessing it might actually be valuable at some point in time. And I like keeping them. They're actually on my bookshelf. And I was like, no. It's very clearly labeled not as a kid's toy. Keep away from kids. And I have never actually picked up a container of Tide Pods. But I have a sneaky suspicion they probably say the same thing. Now, but we have a major disconnect between a 4-year-old picking up a Tide Pod. And if a parent lets their 4-year-old eat a Tide Pod because they're not securing them properly, then shame on the parent, and that's a big problem, and maybe that parent needs to be looked at or re-educated in some way. I don't know. I'm not going to go there exactly. However, when a teenager picks up a Tide Pod to eat one, maybe it's just ready for him to leave the genome. I mean, I don't eat Tide Pods. I just don't understand. Don't eat Tide Pods. They're dangerous. Now, maybe what Tide should do is change their appearance or design so that they don't look appetizing. Because, I mean, it's not like there is something blue or something green there that is fundamental to the washing power of the soap. It's dye. That's all it is. It's dye. Maybe they can just make them not look so appetizing. There's something fun. Now, I think the Tide Pods, though, are very much kind of like Keurig coffee, though. Probably radically overpriced and underportioned, is my thought. But at the same token, we have more. I think we're up to like 25 or 30% of the entire 2017 calls to the Poison Center already in 2018, and the number keeps going up despite all of this. Public service announcement. Text 9. Is it 979797 or no? It's 797979. Okay, 797979. Text that. That's the Poison Control Center. All right. Keep track of that, especially you teenagers, because so many of these kids are eating them that if it's not you, it's probably one of your friends. And slap that tard silly. I don't know what else to say. These guys The Verge says it the best. For the love of God, stop eating Tide Pods. So, let's see. Number of reported cases of teenagers intentionally eating the line detergents has doubled from 39 incidents January 16th to 86. From the 16th to the 86th. Or from 16th to the 22nd. More than doubled. Stop eating Tide Pods, people. This caused the Federal Association to be like, stop eating Tide Pods. Amazon telling people, stop eating Tide Pods. Now, of course, I think this was from the Amazon question and answer session. What flavor? Has a very smooth, thick texture with a slight mint aftertaste. Oh, and the flavor. It's definitely Tide Pod flavor. This guy says, do these taste like candy? The originals. See, I think this was a problem. This is how widespread the problem is. I'm pretty sure Amazon took that down. I cannot, for the love of God, realize it. I don't even know foolish teenagers stupid enough to eat Tide Pods. But don't eat Tide Pods. They're poisonous. That's what I have to say about that. Huh. Soylent Green fools your brain. Yep. Imagine a self-driving car controlled by Windows ME. I don't want to. I like the crash avoidance and adaptive cruise control, the super system called EyeSight. Every accident will be deemed human error. Yeah, it was the motorcycle's fault. Yep. Our self-driving car would never make a mistake like that. But it uses these difficult things as learning conditions. Yep. But it's the human's fault. To spin up a GNU Cash account tomorrow. All right. Yeah, I use GNU Cash for my content creation stuff. Strong Darwin Award candidate. Yeah. Gold test doesn't work on batteries. Did you find out about that church book? Yeah, Isaiah Briggs. We were able to find it. Fortunately, it was the legitimate one he had received. Yes. Tom, can you eat a temptation at the end of the stream? No, I will not. The kitty will eat. You want a temptation at the end of the stream? I will have this guy here. He will eat a temptation at the end of the stream. Right? Yeah? He will eat a temptation at the end of the stream. But no, I will not. Okay. There was actually an anonymous video today. Oh, you should check this one out. It's either today or yesterday. It was anonymous, and I believe it was something like not help but fears coming from Anonymous Global. They did a wonderful performance of the Phantom of the Opera to clips of all of the great, amazing, stupid things people have done on the internet. It was priceless. You should watch it. FreshBooks is awesome, but $25 monthly for my 25 clients is pricey. Yeah, that's the thing, is I won't use a cloud-based service for my books. I'm using QuickBooks on the Windows computer for my main web design company. I use GNU Cache for my content creation stuff. People are de-evolving, becoming stupid. Yep. Buckyballs is another name for Bucky menstrualium, or am I wrong? That was kind of the inspiration behind it. Yes. The more Tide Pod challenge attempts there are, the higher chance I will be accepted into university because of people and their demise. Yeah, and let me also clarify that there was a report of a college student in Utah. That was not a Tide Pod. They said that was something else. They said there was something else more personal. I'm like, that usually involves a hamster. Let's see. There should be a PSA about Tide Pods. There are tons of PSAs about Tide Pods. The more PSAs there are about Tide Pods, the more people are doing it. Back when I was a teenager, we didn't have these dumb challenges. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, it's so stupid. Say for a fact, you and I did not drink laundry detergent. We were smart enough not to. Yeah. I'm not sure, though, with these kids anymore. I'm just not sure. Eating toilet paper so you don't have to wipe your arse doesn't sound so stupid anymore. Well, you know, it's the best way to clean up after your dog is to feed him small rubber bands. That way, when he poops, you can just pick it up and twing it into the neighbor's yard pretty easy, you know, with a little band. Teenager and lucky I'm not stupid enough to eat Tide Pods. Yeah, I don't do it. Do they get high on Tide Pods? No. No, it doesn't get you high. It just induces poisoning. It causes vomiting, epilepsy, seizures, and a lot of other problems. They seek professional help because at 15 years old, you have knowledge enough on not to eat something that's not food. Yeah. And let the gene pool within itself thin itself out without trying to stop it. Poor kid's probably autistic. No, it's teenagers doing challenges. Same things to do the knockout challenge and, you know, all these other challenges. Up next, Logan Paul eats Tide Pod, tells viewers to join. Self-driving car running Windows would perform like the desktop version. Lots of crashes. A self-driving car full of Tide Pods. Run it off a cliff and we have a clean gene pool because all the dummies will follow. Yeah, spider eyes. That sounds like a good dinner. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, mix the vinegar and bleach challenge. It's ammonia in bleach. But yeah, don't do that either. Grab the soy sauce. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Soy sauce? He's like, no. You see on YouTube how to fix a laptop by Linux and other stuff. No, I did not. More teens that pass from the challenges, the more space there will be. Sorry, I was a chemist. I have to correct faulty chemistry. But this is actually why I never intentionally have never learned how to do anything with explosives, because I don't want to accidentally teach somebody, no, you don't do it like that. You do it like this. Whoops. That'd be bad. You know that every unethical hacker will be hacking these self-driving cars. Yes, because on top of their stupidity of having self-driving cars, they're also perpetually connected to the internet to pass all this information on. Oh boy. Well, folks, I think we've gotten to the end of this one. So I think we're going to wrap this up. Final notes for today. Don't bite smartphone batteries. Don't eat Tide Pods. Don't do it. And, you know, maybe keep them numbers and speed dial for the poison control centers in case you need them, because the way things are going right now, you or one of your friends will probably engage in this stupid challenge. Don't do it. So I guess that's that. Just to make my friend Josh happy, if you would like to help support the channel, check out switchlinks.com/support. Those are all the ways you can help support me there. I actually do have, I pulled out my Christian books over here. These are not related to Linux, related to Christian stuff, but I do actually have 2 books that are available on Amazon. Testing on Temptations is one of them. The Art of Shallow Neighboring is the other. And if you actually bought one of these or obtained a copy of one of these, if you can review it on Amazon, that'd be cool. Balance out my 3-star rating. I got 1 5 out of 5. I got 1 1 out of 5, and see where other people lie. Be honest, but But anyway, just wanted to let you know about those. I am on Patreon, patreon.com/TomM. So thanks for watching, folks, and have yourselves a wonderful day. And we're going to wrap this up properly by feeding this kitty. Whoa. I'm trying, kitty. I'm trying. I'm trying, kitty. I'm trying. It's not cooperating, kitty. It's not cooperating. Oh. Oh, smell right here. Smell here. Smell in here. Oh, smell that. Smell that. I'm going to get the other kitty camera over here. And yeah, I'm encouraging my kitty to do bad things, aren't I? Let's go for this camera up here. And one more down here. Their finger looking good, aren't they, buddy? Yeah. That's all you get. You just get 2. Or 3. You get 3. You just get 3. That's all you get. Yeah. Alright, folks. Have yourselves a good evening. Bye-bye, everyone. I hope you enjoy switching to Linux.